Today, I'm going to be taking you guys on a 14-and-a-half-hour journey from Detroit, Michigan, all the way to Seoul, South Korea. And it's not just any flight. We are flying in Delta One suites today. And along this flight, guys, we're going to see how much we can eat, drink, consume, and what other freebies, little sneak peek right there. But first, before we show you all of these things, guys, let's rewind to where we started because I didn't begin the journey in Detroit. I actually began in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on a short little 45-minute flight from Milwaukee to Detroit. So let's head back and rewind there. And the 17-hour journey from Milwaukee, Wisconsin all the way to Seoul, South Korea begins now. And we gotta get checked in. Looks like this one's for us, Delta One. Got all checked in. You can get 2 bags, I guess, when you're flying with Delta One, so that's not bad. And then we're going through here to security. This experience doesn't start until we get to the Detroit airport. So I'm gonna show you a quick, 20 seconds, showing you the first class, small plane experience on Delta, domestic. Let's do a quick stop in the Delta Sky Club if it's open.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
So I made a quick 20-minute stop over here at the Delta Club Lounge, grabbed a quick breakfast and sat down, got some work done, and boom, it's already time to hop on our flight from Milwaukee over to Detroit. I'm not really showing you much here because the big stuff is coming, so stick around after we do a quick one over to Detroit. All right, and just made it to Detroit, which is a much larger airport, and we've got about 45 minutes until we're gonna begin on our Delta One first class flight from here all the way over to Seoul, South Korea. So we get a little look at what this Detroit airport looks like. Kind of a vibe here. Got this long area connecting the different concourses. It's only my second time ever doing an international long haul first class flight, and we're gonna be doing a ton of things on there, from just really enjoying the experience, seeing how much of food, drinks, all the freebies you get, I can consume to see what our total ticket value is on top of just having a luxurious experience. So we've got a pretty short time here until we are going to be boarding. All right, and there it is, the Delta Sky Club. We can see if we can enter for just a minute here. All right, oh, we got a little terminal too. Oh, myself, and boom, look at that, all right. Thank you. It's quick and easy. You see that? Automated entry with the tickets. The plane will be boarding very soon, but we got to see what the lounge includes here in Detroit. And boom, welcome to the Delta Lounge here. And it looks like we got breakfast right there. Let's see what they've got on the menu for today. Good, I'm starving. Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Because we're having just a quick meal here at the Delta Sky Club here in Detroit. So you can get a nice little spread of some desserts, actually. I think that's a scone right there, some eggs, sausage, so nice selection, looks pretty fresh here. If you have a longer layover, then you can spend a lot more time kind of enjoying this experience, and that comes directly with getting the Delta One first class. So a meal like this, the value you get just from being able to eat once you're in the lounge, it's quote unquote free, then, that's like a $25 meal with everything, all you can eat. And you got the whole bar right over here. Drinks ready to go. You can see we got everything in there. I think some of those might be paid to get some of the top shelf stuff, just to show you there's a full selection. All right, that was a quick trip to the Delta Sky Club. So the Detroit airport's kind of a vibe. I mean, it's massive, especially coming from the Milwaukee airport. We've got this huge fountain in the middle, tons of planes here. And we've even got the Sky Car going by. So it's a pretty big hub. To be honest, I was kind of surprised that the flight I'd be taking would be from Detroit to Seoul, South Korea. I didn't know there was that much traffic between, but maybe it's just because it's a huge Delta hub. So here we go. That is us right over here, Seoul. Hello. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Handy?
That's right. All right, thank you very much. That was the first time I've ever seen a face scan boarding, and that's going to be our flight right there. There's El Capitan, and that is the A350. We're about to hop on board the Delta One suites here. Hey, how is it going?
Today?
Good. Thank you very much.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, all right. Looks like we have found where we're gonna be sitting. So we just sat aboard here, and I picked kind of like the hidden spot in the back since I'm gonna be doing a little bit of talking on this plane. And unlike on the Emirates first class, these aren't fully, they're like partially enclosed, but not fully. I think these doors pop open and slide, so it's semi-private, but not fully. Whereas Emirates is a little bit higher, it kind of comes right over. But that being said, super comfortable seat, not a bad way to cross the Pacific Ocean for about 15 hours. And as you can imagine, straight away we get a nice little sip of champagne. I'm probably going to be drinking quite a few drinks on this because we're going to see how much we can consume during a 15-hour period. Cheers to the first glass. We've got ourselves the Delta One menu here. We're going to be checking out what type of chow. As you can hear, it's just about time to get moving here. We got the captain up here. How we doing? Nice to meet you. It's pretty cool. We got the captain coming and saying what's up here before doing the long haul flight. All right, so by the way, guys, I actually selected my meal more than 24 hours in advance. You do that on Delta to ensure you get the meal you want. There's a selection of different things you can get. I got the salmon. I was feeling it. We've got it chef curated at 30,000 feet. There's mid-flight snacks, even like cheeseburgers on here, so might have to try that out. Fruit and cheese plate, farmer's omelet, pre-arrival, a whole bunch of good stuff. All right, here we go. We're getting this huge bird up in the air. We'll see how smooth it is. See if this GoPro can handle it going all the way up. America, until next time. Oh yeah, we're really starting to get air. We're way up in the air, my friends. Look at how smooth that is. Didn't even move. Welcome to Delta One's experience. Thank you very much. Hot towel. It's just such a different experience when you're flying in first class because you just have so much space. It just changes the whole dynamic. Also, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you how I got this flight that is worth $7,000 for only $5 USD towards the end of this video. So stick around to find out because you can be flying first class a lot easier. Paying $7,000 out of pocket to go 15 hours, most people can't afford that, right? But if you do some special hacks, there's a way you might be able to. You could be surprised. All right, so we got to go ahead and figure out what we're going to be getting to drink now, guys, because keep in mind, the goal here isn't necessarily to consume as much alcohol as possible. It's just more to consume as much as I can off this menu so you guys can get an idea of how much value can you get if you're going to be eating nonstop.
Would you like anything to drink, sir?
Yeah, could I please have Bloody Mary mix and Grey Goose?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also sparkling water, please. Awesome, thank you so much.
And do you want ice in your sparkling water?
Yes, please. Perfect, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
So we just got a set here of Bloody Mary, and you guys missed it because I dumped it in. We'll see if we have anything else left. I'm estimating based on not the retail, but what those would cost in like a restaurant. And so being on an airplane with a double shot, that's going to cost roughly that's like a $25 Bloody Mary. I mean, that's top shelf vodka mixed with a Bloody Mary mix on its own. You know, that's a few dollars on its own. So right there, yeah, 25 bucks for a double shot. And we've got a sparkling water. I'd probably put a $5 price tag when we're up in the air, maybe even more. And then we have little thing of nuts. I'd probably put $3 on that because it's a small pack. So as you can see, we're going to be eating a lot. Oh,
Let me take your glass. Let me take your glass.
that is strong.
And today we have a cold gazpacho soup. Do you want to try
Sweet.
that?
Yes, please. Yeah, might as well. I'm just gonna consume everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta try.
Nice. Thank you very much. All right, my friends, it is time to dig in. So, guys, I am super impressed. I think this is raw salmon. Wow. To be honest, I see why the bears hunt this stuff. It's pretty rare that I have salmon like this raw. That is so tasty. Really fresh salad. I like that a lot. And we do have this soup offering. I didn't hear what she said, what it's called, but whoa. Now that is a zing. For me, that was more than enough for a full meal. Thank you. And that's another sparkling water. Oh, thank you very much. That's hilarious, guys. The salmon I thought I was getting before. I thought that was the main course. And we had raw salmon, now we're having cooked salmon. So check this out. I would say this is probably a $40 entree if you go to a restaurant like that with potatoes, you know, fine asparagus, and the salmon right there. All right, let's go ahead and test out the salmon fresh on the plane here and see how that is. It almost tastes like a different food than the raw salmon I had during the appetizer, and it's great.
Are you finished with this here?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Cheesecake or cheese and crackers for you?
Cheese and crackers, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, next up we've got dessert, which are going to be some fine cheeses here. So we've got 3 slices and some fruits there and some crackers. Looks delish. And I would put a value of about $15 for fine cheese and crackers on the plane. All right, so we just got ourselves a cranberry juice with Grey Goose. And we're about 2.5 hours into the flight roughly. And so making good progress. Once again, time goes by so much faster when you're up here with all this space. It's a completely different world. But yeah, so I would put a drink like this Grey Goose cranberry at maybe $18. Once again, top shelf, restaurant level cost of prices.
Coffee.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. All right, so coffee on a plane, I would probably value that at around $5. These are all approximate pricing. I'm thinking about what would it cost if I were to buy this in an airport. So, you know, everything I'm saying is an estimate. It's not Delta certified. And if you guys disagree, drop a comment with what I'm pricing them out on. But I've eaten at a lot of restaurants all around the world, so I'm kind of just trying to figure out what that would be. Let's see how the cheese is. That might be a Parmesan. To be honest, I'm not sure. No cheese expert. The only thing I know is that I frickin' love cheese. They really fill you up here. So one thing to know if you're going to be flying Delta One suites, you need to double check the routes, because I did not realize there's like 6 or 7 different Delta One configurations. If you're not familiar with Delta One, it is the highest class that Delta offers on their flights. It's not on 100% of their flights. Some of the smaller flights like I took from Milwaukee to Detroit, they just had a really basic first class, like almost like a business class, larger seat. Whereas on this flight, you have this fully enclosed suite. From what I've heard, this is the second best version of the Delta One suite that you can get. And I'll tell you, the suite is pretty sweet, no pun intended. So let's go ahead and do a little tour of this place, guys. We've got these noise cancellation headphones. We'll be watching a couple movies today, that's for sure. They set you up with some water right there, so that's probably a $4 water, given how much the airports are. Oh, and back there, you can actually stash it. So what else do we have here? It looks like we've got a universal outlet right there. We've got USBs, and that's where the headphones will plug right in. And on this side, you can see we have all the controls. We're probably not going to show you guys these ones until later after, because we want to change it into a bed, lounge, relax. We got do not disturb, so you can turn that on and off after meal service, suite lighting, and then this pops out the table. Check that out. Oh yeah. When it's chow time. We've got that huge comforter right there. A little light that pops on. So that's kind of cool, reading light. Now, from what I understand, this thing can extend to like, I think 6 feet when it's lay flat. So we're gonna be testing out an app a little bit later. We got a few different things we're gonna try out first. Oh, we got a little turbulence coming in. Ding, oh, I think that means seatbelt time. And so these are kind of nice. You feel like you got a car seat style buckle. So one of the amenities you get to bring home is the Missoni amenity kit. It's an Italian brand and it's super high end. It's a partnership that Delta has with them. It's got that little custom zipper showing that it's never been opened, and oh, pops right off. Missoni exclusively for Delta. Italian elegance meets Delta One luxury. Delta times Missoni elevates Delta One to new heights, weaving high-end design into the finest details of your journey. So let's check out what they include in here. Sleep mask, pair of socks to change into, Delta colors there. We've got earplugs, Marvis Strong Mint looks like toothpaste. This is a wooden toothbrush. Delta pen made out of cardboard. Hand cream by the Grown Alchemist. That's a pretty nice brand. Formulated in Australia. And lip balm. You guys know how it goes on these flights. They can get very, very dry. That's a really nice lip balm. Yeah, it's a pretty good amenity kit. I would say I probably spoiled myself by my first ever first class flight was the Emirates, which I believe has been voted as one of the best first class experiences in the sky for the US. This is the US carrier's best first class experience from what I understand. And that's Missoni. We're gonna put this tray table away. It looks like down here we also have controls to turn that into a bed. Sweet lighting, so it's maybe two sets right there, control 1 and control 2. This is the storage space we have. As you can see, I'm storing stuff in it now. I also didn't mention we've got these great slippers we can take with us, so I would call these maybe another maybe $10, $15 value right there, like equivalent to the ones you'd find in the hotel. This is the space down here. I don't know how well you can see, but my feet are extended all the way out and they don't get there. Once the seat goes down, should be just enough for me at 5 foot 10 inches to have space. Yeah, it really goes deep in there. For now, I'm storing my cozy Triple Z's comforter. Remote for the TV, so that's good. So I believe this is something around like a 17-inch TV. You've got a full selection of great movies here. Really some great titles that Delta has put on there. You can also watch series on here. Tons and tons of series. We've got Spotify, and my personal favorite, most of the time that I'm flying, I literally just put on the plane like flight tracker because I'm just kind of obsessed with staring at the map and watching it go by. Like right now, I just like to look. All right, so we are flying over Wisconsin, where my family is. And, you know, you can see the route go just above Alaska, right over, looks like Russia there, and then down to Seoul. Let's figure out how door must be stowed and latched for taxi, takeoff, and landing. Lift, and push out like this. All right, sweet, we got it. It was much easier to open than it was to close. That's one thing I would say could be improved on this flight, as the first class expert that I am. Here's my neighbor right there. All right, so as you can see, this is the first class bathroom. Looks like decent hand soap, hand cream, room spray. Some extra lights here, just like a standard bathroom, which is totally fine, like it gets the job done. It's just more like comparing it to Emirates, where they really went above and beyond with the bathroom. You know, it sets the bar really high. All right, guys, we are 9 hours and 50 minutes away from the destination, and that means we've been going for about 4 or 5 hours now. In first class, time flies by. I've just been on my computer working, planning out some itineraries, just doing a whole bunch of things. And so you're probably wondering, did I end up paying for the internet? I did. It was like $22 for browsing. Doesn't include streaming. So yeah, 22 bucks. And then you have it for the entire nearly 15-hour flight. And you can actually switch it between your phone and laptop without needing to buy the package twice. Fast forward a couple hours, we got ourselves some snacks. So I would put a value at like maybe $3 on these, and some of these probably like $3 also. Once again, if you bought them at the grocery store, you might pay like $1, but some good snacks here to chow on. And I got myself another sparkling water, so a few more bucks adding to the list. The really cool part about this trip right now is we just flew over the area in Canada where it was covered in snowy mountains. So I took this really cool time lapse where you could see way out into the distance. And so it's just another reason why I'm really enjoying having all this space. Bad news is a lot of people want the window closed, so I think it's about that time. Guys, we're officially 6 hours and 54 minutes away from making it to our destination. So where we're at right now on the map is we're right in between Alaska there and Russia right there. And we're having our second meal, which is gonna be a cheeseburger. That just stuck out to me. We got all the fixings right here. We'll toss some lettuce and some pickles. That looks fantastic. And this time we went for a bourbon and Coca-Cola with, looks like a little piece of chocolate for dessert. So I would estimate a meal like this, you know, like a burger meal at a restaurant, usually about maybe 25 bucks in the US, I would say these days. Maybe 15 or so for the cocktail. That is good. Not gonna lie, surprisingly better than I thought making a burger up in the air here. Also, I chilled for about 2 hours on the laptop, just worked. It didn't really consume too much during that time, besides one additional sparkling water that I didn't include in there. And another. Plane ride has gone by so fast. First time I did first class, it was the same thing where I was like, honestly, I could use an extra couple more hours on the flight. I've literally just been editing nonstop. I probably should be testing it out. We got 1 hour and 58 minutes till we land. So I figured I at least need to put this thing in lay down position. Bed. Oh, this thing just stretches. Oh, we're going all the way down to the ground. Oh, maybe this is a mattress pad. Pillow right there. And blanket. Probably in reality it would have been easier to hop on out and set it up. Whoa, we're in full lay flat mode. It's kind of interesting when you look at these areas, you wouldn't expect them to have like 6 feet of length, but they just go so deep in there. Pillows are soft, blankets are comfortable, mattress pad is nice for the seat. Yeah, it's prime sleeping with. I'm gonna be sharing with you how I am flying in this seat for $5 US. I'm whispering because I don't want them to find out. Only you guys get to know. $5 US with a special strategy. I needed 110,500 Delta points and just 5 USD to purchase a Delta One first class suite from Detroit, Michigan to Seoul, South Korea via Milwaukee. Typically, a ticket like this with points can range from 200 to 300,000 points with Delta, but if you shop the price, sometimes you can find them for just 130,000 to 150,000 points for a one-way ticket on this route. But since I have the Delta Gold business card for my business, which I should mention, anyone who operates a business of nearly any type, for example, selling stuff on eBay or babysitting, can open up a business. So the card included a new member sign-up bonus of 100,000 Delta points when I reached the minimum spend, and that was at the time that I signed up. And then during this time period leading up to buying my ticket, I made purchases on my Delta card, leading to an additional 15,000 points, giving me enough to get my second ever first class flight ticket across the world. This first class ticket typically costs around $7,000 if you pay out of pocket. So to be able to spend only $5 US and 110,000 points was an incredible deal. Anyways, we're about to land in Seoul. Alright guys, we are doing our last meal of the flight, and check this out. We've got a delicious looking freshly cooked omelet there, asparagus, tomatoes, fresh fruit, croissants, ooh yeah. And of course we got ourselves an OJ. We've got about 1 hour and 13 minutes, so figured might as well double down. So I'd say I'd put the value on this type of breakfast, just a full spread, maybe around like $35 with the spread we've got going on. It's very gourmet breakfast here. And it looks like we've got the Grown Alchemist towel. It's a very high-end cloth. Oh, it smells so freaking good. Ooh, yeah. So that's 2 more cocktails right there. Oh yeah. I wouldn't consider myself an alcoholic, but on this plane ride, maybe. All right, this omelet's gonna get cold if we don't chow on it. And survey says that is a great omelet. We've got spinach on the inside of that. That is hitting the spot. Yeah, I'd give that a solid 9 out of 10 omelet. Now that's the definition of dining in the sky. And just like that, nearly 15 hours later, we have made it to Seoul, South Korea. All right, thank you. That is definitely one of the best perks about flying in first class. First on, first off. Welcome to Seoul. So yeah guys, that was the Delta One Suites experience. Can't wait to explore the beautiful country of South Korea. We're gonna be seeing a lot, doing a lot, and we're gonna have some great videos coming out. So anyways guys, drop a comment if you like this experience. I will say my overall feedback is Emirates definitely beats Delta One, sweet, but both are really nice. In terms of the points value, Emirates was 186,000 points and $886 for a 16-hour flight, and Delta was 110,500 miles and $5.60 for a 14.5-hour flight. All right, and look who we picked up along the way. The Don Rob, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hello, good morning, everyone.